What does Groyper mean? For those of you who don't know, Groyper is a term for like far-right neo-Nazis on the internet. It's a self-described, it's a term that they call themselves. Nick Fuentes fans and people like that. You know, people who just believe like esoteric neo-Nazi shit. Oftentimes they have a proclivity towards lolicon, hentai, things of that nature. A lot of Gen Z fascists are groypers, and many of them also despise Charlie Kirk. I actually have a very interesting perspective on this. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it in a second. We don't even know if that's the actual shooter or not, but like he does look groyped up. I will say he does look incredibly groyped up. He looks. This is a very groyper posture. I mean, one might say that he is simply wearing this to blend in or whatever, but like, this looks like a groyper. What's really interesting about the way that a lot of people, a lot of groypers themselves, including Nick Fuentes, like, is stating that they are so shocked and saddened, and that, you know, maybe Charlie Kirk was assassinated by Israel. Maybe somehow Jews had a part in this, is, I think, coming less from a place of making every conspiracy about the Jews, and more so from a place of probably recognizing the formative role that Charlie Kirk probably played in their political development, even though they became actively way more radicalized than Charlie Kirk and started despising Charlie Kirk in the process of said radicalization. Because Charlie Kirk, for all intents and purposes, was an extremist by every by every metric, I would say, even though, you know, Donald Trump is president. So what does that mean? I don't know. But he absolutely was pro-Israel, pro-administration above all else, right? And a lot of people within the far right actually despise Charlie Kirk for it. Nick Fuentes made a name for himself by, you know, hitting Charlie from his right flank over and over and over again. Yeah, here it is.
Charlie Kirk will not debate me because I would devour him. I would eat him alive. And at the end of the day, that's going to happen one way or the other.
Now, I'm not making any inferences, by the way. I'm not saying that, like, you know, it was one of his boys that did this, right? I don't know. I have no idea. I think a lot of right-wingers right now, like that InfoWars guy and many others, are fantasizing about this somehow being an assassination conducted by the state of Israel, because Charlie Kirk any moment now was going to turn on Israel, right? And that's the reason why they're basically fantasizing about for a bunch of different reasons. Like, some of them are fantasizing about Charlie Kirk seemingly turning on Israel because they wish it to be the case. Some of them are claiming that this is happening because some of them are claiming that Charlie was at any moment now going to turn on Israel because they just want to like shit on Israel and say that it's actually Israel's fault that he was assassinated. And others are doing that, I think, because they used to be fans of him, and now that he died, they feel bad about it, and they want to, in their own mind, make it seem as though he was actually on board with the cause, you know?
Whether he chooses to confront me or not, whether he has dignity and honor or not, it's just a matter of time. My ideas are already there. I've already impregnated your organization. I took Turning Point USA and I it. I took your organization, I took your baby, Turning Point USA, and I it.
I'm no Groyper, but this is a merit to the Israel narrative. I mean, there are a lot of suspicious elements involved in the Charlie Kirk assassination, okay? It does have, maybe it's just totally happenstance, totally random, but, you know, the way that this guy was able to line up a shot and create a little sniper perch for himself, unbeknownst to everybody else, and then was able to jet away by taking advantage of another person that was in the crowd that like redirected all of law enforcement attention towards himself. One shot, one kill, directly in the main vein on his neck. All of that stuff is strange, but I'm gonna be 100% for real. No, there isn't a random hunter who could probably hit that shot, even if it's a crazy shot. No, I know a lot of people are saying a random hunter could hit that shot, but I've heard this a lot, okay? But I don't think a lot of people understand. It's not the shot in and of itself. Even though it's like relatively a relatively competent shot would be able to do would be able to do that. But like, I think shooting deer is a little bit different than shooting a human being, especially for the first time ever. Okay, that's number one. Number two, it's actually the stakes, it's the pressure, and the setup. The very fact that he was able to get away, because you see this in school shootings all the time. People make this. People basically design how they're going to conduct a school shooting for a very long time, and then when the moment comes, obviously, like my point was that planning something like this and then being able to successfully implement it is two entirely different things. And in most circumstances, like, the shooter usually doesn't get away; he gets killed or kills themselves. So the fact that this guy was able to get away is unique, I think. The fact that they still haven't been able to find the shooter is unique. Now, it could be a matter of incompetence in law enforcement, okay? For sure. It could be a matter of incompetence in law enforcement, but there are some interesting aspects of this assassination, of this hit, that I think that make me feel like it smells weird. I don't think Charlie Kirk was not assassinated by Israel or Trump or likely any organization. This happens with every assassination. Is it really that hard to believe an unhinged weirdo with likely incoherent politics shot someone famous? This happened for like a century. No, I agree. I don't disagree with you. I agree. I think that is like in order of priority, or in order of the hierarchy of like likelihood. I would say that it's most likely what it always is, which is like a dude, oftentimes right wing, who just has like indecipherable, incoherent politics and has took it upon himself to take matters into his own hands because like of a serious disagreement that they had. That's usually how these things go. But oftentimes these guys don't get away with it, you know? I'm asking rhetorically, but why is no one bringing up that Fuentes has been going hard against Kirk and in the last few weeks calling him a traitor, Judas Goat and shit? Look at the Groyper reply guys under his post. If the cops and media were serious, this is who they would give attention to. I mean, you can say that about me too, man. You can say that about like a person who is like overwhelmingly antagonistic to Charlie Kirk, and his audience is antagonistic to Charlie Kirk. Like that, the right wingers are never going to blame the right anyway. But the reason why I showed you this stuff is because, yeah, Nick Fuentes, here is Zay Squirrel saying, Nick Fuentes, a Nazi Frankenstein monster created by conservative alt-right, is now turning on his masters and vowing to destroy the GOP while harassing Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro. As Malcolm X would say, the chickens are coming home to roost. So,
Ben, it's great to see you. Why did you give a 45-minute speech about me at Stanford, and you won't even look at my
Hey, he's with his kids.
Come on, I'm right here. Hey, let him cross, man. Let him cross. I know you're with your family, but I can't.
yeah, I mean, this is what he was doing. He's done this for quite a while, as a matter of fact. He made a big name for himself by like doing this at Turning Point USA events. So there is a lot of animosity from the far right as well. I think claims of the shooter being related to a pro-trans message should be held extra scrutiny given the recent attempts to ban trans people from owning guns. Yeah, I mean, here's another problem with having charlatans in charge, biased charlatans in charge that are willing to drop all notion of conducting a serious investigation.